Hi, I'm Pat.
I'm Abe.
And we're here with some of our CSA ingredients that we presented the other day when we opened our bag for the first time. We couldn't think of things to make with all of them in one short show. So today we decided that this is going to be our menu. We're making a healthy brunch menu. We're going to make, well, Abe is going to make pickled radishes. I'm going to make a mahimahiceviche. I'm going to make a fresh spinach frittata. Abe is going to make a summersquashgiambotta. Abe is going to make kale chips, and I'm going to make a lettuce salad.
Right. And not necessarily in that order.
No.
So, what we're going to do first, actually, we have already prepared the kale, and it's been washed, and the pan itself, we have already oiled it. So this way, with the neutral oil, at this particular time, we actually use avocado oil. So basically, to make the kale chips, all we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some salt on top of it, and we can move it around just a little bit so we get some of the salt on the other side of the kale. And then after we do that, we're going to take some olive oil, actually preferably 100% virgin olive oil, and we're just going to like sprinkle some of it like this. And again, the idea is to keep this as healthy as possible, so we're not going to overdo it with the oil. We're going to put it in the oven that's already preheated at 375, and typically it takes about 20-25 minutes. You can kind of have to gauge according, to how crispy you will like your chips. So we're going to do that.
Okay, so while Abe puts the kale chips in the oven, I'm going to start with a mahimahiceviche. So I prepared the ingredients. Now this recipe was taught to me by my sister-in-law, Bachi. Gracias, Bachi. Here's tomatoes chopped up, sweet onions chopped up, cilantro chopped up. That came in the CSA basket. And the juice of an entire lemon. You can see it all here. And I also wanted to teach you that since cilantro goes bad very quickly, what you can do is you wash it, you dry it, you chop it, and then you can put it in a little container with a paper towel underneath and then a paper towel on top to absorb the moisture. And you can keep this in the fridge, and it lasts for about a week. So it gives your cilantro a little bit of a longer life. Anyway, getting back to the ceviche. So what I have here is about 1.5 pounds of mahi-mahi white fish. You could use whatever white fish you like. And this is a technique, again, that was taught to me by my sister-in-law. So I'm just gonna go get the hot water to show you what I'm gonna do. So the fish doesn't get cooked in a traditional sense. It gets cooked with the boiling hot water. So you put the hot water over the fish, you let it sit for a few minutes, move it around, and as you can see, the fish is starting to cook in the hot water. We're going to do this a couple of times. We're going to get rid of this water, and then we're going to pour some fresh hot water on top of it. I'm going to go to the sink and just pour this off. In the meantime, Abe is stirring the fresh spinach for the frittata for us.
And one thing that we also incorporated into the frittata with the spinach is some of the garlic scapes that we got. We chopped them up very, very finely, so that it will also give the frittata the nice mild garlicky flavor that the scapes provide to any food.
So this is the second batch of hot water that we're putting on the fish, and as you can see, it's continuing to cook. So when people tell you that, ceviche is made with raw fish, I guess some people may make it with raw fish, but this is how, Abe is from Ecuador, and this is how his family makes it. So I'm gonna go drain it again. So now I'm gonna put the last hot water pour over the fish. And this water is gonna stay in the ceviche. This is gonna be part of the ceviche. So you just barely cover the fish with the water. We're going to add the fresh lemon. That also continues the cooking process, the fresh lemon. We're gonna add some salt. I'm sorry, I don't measure things, so it's just a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
With the ceviche, a lot of times is that it's what you're putting into it, but when it comes to the condiments, is how salty or how not unsalty you will want it.
So now I'm just gonna add the onions, the cilantro, the tomatoes. You could add hot sauce to this. You can eat it with plantain chips. You can eat it all by itself, however you like. So this is basically done. And now we're just going to put it in the fridge because you do serve this cold. You don't eat this hot. So there you have.
Can't wait to eat it.
Fresh white fish ceviche. We also make shrimp ceviche. That recipe is a little different, so we'll make that another day. So he's my taste tester. So
Yes, I am.
Excuse me a sec. I don't taste anything when I'm cooking. He tastes everything for me. Need
A little
salt?
bit more salt, yes, and some olive oil.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. He's correct. I forgot the oil, and it's not olive oil. It's corn oil. It's vegetable oil. Thank you for remembering.
Oh, sure. That's why I'm the taster.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can't wait to eat it.
Just clean the edges. Okay. So I'm gonna go tend to the spinach so that Abe can start his next recipe with you. And this is going right in the fridge.
So the next thing, one of the other things ingredients that we had gotten with our CSA is radishes, fresh radishes. And I love radishes in many ways. So we thought that this particular time that we would pickle the radishes. So I've already prepared, have the ingredients already, and I will tell you what's in it. So this way, all of you can try it at home. I mean, these are very basic recipes that we're making, but I know that it will be a good idea just to show some of the, how we're using the produce that we're getting from the farm. These particular ones, they were red and purple radishes, and they taste delicious by themselves. So I sometimes eat them raw too. So what we have in here, we have the juice of 1.5 lemons, which we're going to put right into the radishes, right into it. And we're also going to be adding a cup of water, as well as 1/3 of a cup of white wine vinegar. And the reason that we're using that instead of a stronger vinegar is because with the acid of the lemon, it's more than sufficient, and the combination makes it really delicious. We're also going to be adding 1.5 teaspoons of salt and 1.5 tablespoons of sugar.
He measures things, I don't.
Yes, only because otherwise I'm too heavy-handed, and then it doesn't come out right. Basically, once you mix all those ingredients, you can eat them. You can eat them within a few minutes, but you can also, put them in the refrigerator, and they usually last in the refrigerator. Actually, typically more than a week, but they last longer. So we're gonna cover them, and then these are gonna go in the refrigerator, and we can eat them whenever, or I can eat them whenever.
Yeah, I don't like radishes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I'm making a spinach frittata. I like to make frittatas on the weekends when we have guests for breakfast, because you make one thing, it goes a long way, and it's healthy, and I usually serve it with a fresh salad, which we'll do afterwards. So I have my fresh spinach, which we got from the CSA, cooking along with some of the garlic scapes. And so now they've cooked down. Spinach, it starts like this and ends up like this. So I'm gonna add, I have 8 eggs beaten with some milk and some salt and pepper. I'm gonna add it to the vegetables that are cooked already. I'll show you the pan in a minute. So with a frittata, what you do is, as it's cooking, you move the egg over and you let the egg seep underneath the edges. So we're gonna make it a little hotter. So Abe, if you want, you can start with your next thing while this cooks for a couple of minutes.
Very good. So one of the ingredients that was given to us, again, it was the garlic scapes, and we wanted to kind of feature that in that particular produce. We got a summer squash. We got more that looked more like a round zucchini, and the other one was more like a little bit of a butternut squash. I don't know what to call it.
It's not butternut squash. It's a summer squash.
It's a summer squash. So what I've done, actually, I have already chopped up all the ingredients, and again, we want to feature the stuff that we got from the CSA. So here the zucchini, the scapes, and the other squash. I have also taken 1 sweet onion, and I use 6 small color peppers. So we have red, yellow, and orange peppers. And I'm also we opened up a can of crushed tomatoes here, which we are going to incorporate into the vegetables once we have sauteed them in the pan. The other thing that we will be adding, actually, we have a nice little herb garden in the back. So we have some fresh oregano that we're going to add to it. And also we're going to put a couple of leaves of basil, which instead of cutting it up, we're just going to kind of like tear it, so that I think, in my opinion, it kind of like brings a little more of the flavor into the dish. So we're going to do that. Just bear with me a second, and I'm going to start pouring that into it. Since the garlic scapes and the onions and the peppers take a little longer, we're going to put those first. But one thing that I want to mention, and again, I did not know this until after we got a package earlier in the week, that the garlic scapes is like using garlic. It's just a milder form of it. So you can use these beauties really in any dish that you will include, or that you will use garlic in.
Okay, so while Abe gets that going, I'm just going to show you the frittata is ready to go in the oven. So the bottom is the spinach with the garlic scapes sauteed in oil. Then I added the eggs with the milk, salt and pepper. I let that cook for a few minutes, and then I put the cheese on top. Now I'm gonna put the whole thing in the 375 oven for about 15 minutes. Did you open the oven, please? Mm-hmm. Your chips are done.
Yes.
I'm gonna bring Abe his ingredients. Should I do the salad while you're doing that?
Yes.
Okay. So this is my very simple basic salad. This is the lettuce, the green leaf lettuce that we got from the CSA. I like to put, the way my mother used to do it, we used to put salt and garlic in our salad. That's what I'm doing here. And then I happen to have fresh oregano, so that's what I'm going to use as well. If you don't have fresh oregano, you can use the dried oregano, that's fine. Then olive oil. And then I like the balsamic glaze. You can use whatever vinegar you like best. And then the trick when you're dressing the salad yourself is to season it twice. So you season it, move everything around, get it all mixed in as best you can. This bowl is way too small. And I know it sounds crazy, but when we have guests and I serve my frittata in the morning, I also serve it with a salad for breakfast. And most people like it with some nice crostini or some any kind of bread that you like. So again, I did the salt, the garlic, the fresh oregano, the oil, and the vinegar. And you can go as light or as heavy on the salt as you like. It's whatever your preferences are. So that's our beautiful, healthy salad. And I always prefer to make the dressing myself versus the store-bought bottle dressings, because those dressings are full of all kinds of stuff. Okay, so Abe is now taking his kale chips out of the oven because they look like they are done.
Yes, they are. And actually, I want to bring them over so this way I can. So this is, we like them not too crispy. This is actually gives us like the ability to add them even on top of a salad, but also sometimes just eat this as a side dish with any kind of protein that we may be having for dinner.
People sometimes just eat those as a snack though. You don't even have to eat it with anything. It can just be a healthy snack. You know, they don't last very long. They don't stay crispy very long, so you kind of have to eat them like within the day, I would say.
So I've already sauteed the garlic scapes, the peppers, and the onions. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add the summer squashes, add them to the mixture there, and just going to toss them around just a little bit before putting the tomatoes in there. So this way they get all the flavors meld. And
the tomatoes should go after that's cooked a little.
oh, okay. So we're going to wait on that. Oh,
Yeah.
This is going to go in there now. So I've already just torn a couple of pieces of the oregano and the basil. So I'm just going to cook there for a little bit. In fact, I'm going to be adding a little more olive oil in here.
Take a break now.
And then once these vegetables saute, we will then add the tomato and let them simmer for a little bit.
So now we're back with all of our finished dishes for you to see.
And the cleaning crew was here while the vegetables were simmering.
Anyway, so we have our pickled radishes.
These are the pickled radishes. I'm gonna taste it because I can't resist.
Abe tastes everything. And
Delicious.
You can pickle other vegetables too. It's not just radishes. You could do cucumbers, you could do zucchini, you could do whatever you want.
Onions.
Onions, yes. So then we have the fish ceviche, which of course
I am going to taste.
Abraham is going to taste.
Because
don't worry, it's all clean spoons.
That is delicious.
Good. Then we have our green salad that will go with our frittata.
That I'm not going to taste. Too healthy.
Too healthy. Well, everything is healthy. That was the whole purpose of the menu.
Being facetious.
Was healthy. So you can get 8 slices out of this, small slices, or 6 larger slices. It depends on, it's 8 eggs, so you can gauge it by that. So that's the frittata. You could add more eggs, make it bigger. It's up to what, however you want, however many guests you have. And like I said, I served the frittata with the salad. The kale chips came out beautiful and crunchy. Those I am going to taste. Delicious.
And the last of the things that we made, these are the summer squashes with the onions and peppers. And that's what I'm going to taste. Wow. That came amazing.
That's called a giambotta in Italian, that you take whatever you have and you throw it in a pan and you cook it together. That's a giambotta. So in this case, we used the squash from the CSA, we used the garlic scapes, peppers, onions, tomatoes, basil, oregano, olive oil, whatever you have, whatever. And the same goes with the frittata. You don't have to use spinach. You can use zucchini, you can use artichokes, you can use whatever vegetables you have, whatever vegetables you like.
Very good. I think you did a good job.
I think so too. That was our first CSA cooking day. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And if you have any questions, please send them to us. And if you have any suggestions or comments, we'd appreciate those too.
Thank you.
Till next week. Bye.